Bonsoir. It's the 27th of March, 2025. We're right in it, boys. We're right in the thick of like International Week, and it's been a tough day, I think, for all of us. You've had a little bit of retail therapy today, Mr. B. How are you?
I like the way you worded that. Yeah, I had a terrible day, but I've had a good evening. So yeah, I'm back to buying players.
Like a vampire. Terrible day, good evening.
Yeah.
YABBA, or Roxanne, should I call you?
Look, you don't know what goes on in this house.
Listen, with those lights, we can imagine where.
Yeah. A bit of extra pocket money.
Yeah. You see, beautiful lighting, beautiful setting, as you can see in this living room with some plant lights, which give the illusion of being in a seedy place, but it's not that seedy.
Plants and seeds, they go hand in hand.
You got it. Yeah, how you doing, bath time? You had a good day?
I've had a long day as well. But it's been all right. I do miss the football. I've got to say, like, it's so nice to just have something to watch, as it were.
You say you miss the football, but if you're a football fan, surely you'd say, well, we're not missing anything. International games every day.
Yeah. I'm not sure I am a football fan anymore, to be honest. Like,
so you need to specify, do you just like club football?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Club footballs and semi-finals and finals of major tournaments. Other than that, it's just a complete waste of bloody time.
So if your team was playing in your local football team, would you go and watch them?
What?
Is it about the standards? So, because obviously you like Premiership club football, you like that, but would you go and watch Hammer Town, or would you watch
no
Farmers Town or whatever?
No,
next to you?
It's Man United or nothing.
Right.
I mean, like the Classico or something. I don't even know if I'd watch that anymore. At the moment, I think it's because we've been dragged down by this team for the last 2 or 3 seasons that I'm not in love with football at the moment. We're at counselling, I think, hoping to get through it. And it's just a good Manchester United team, and the world's brilliant, but just at the moment, I'm not even looking forward to seeing them again. Fucking Ugarte, Delict, and Nana, man. Oh,
I love the way you say
Nana, man.
I know he says another man.
Another man.
He's had enough. Alzheimer's had enough.
You look at them and you just know they're kind of like my teammates at the moment, or people I've worked with. You look at them and you know they're going to let you down, and that's kind of how I feel about the team at the moment. And modern football isn't. It's a very, very high quality compared to 20 years ago, but it's not as exciting.
So is football your favourite sport?
Yes.
Yeah.
By a country mile.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your favourite sport? Is it not football?
No, I'm just asking. I'm saying it's football because I like football all levels. Like I said, I would go and watch Hammer Town, and I'd go and watch Champions League and Premier League. I'd even watch a bit of Championship and Scottish football sometimes. I'd watch European football if it was on.
Yeah. That's because you love football.
No, but my point is, it's the international thing that you guys don't like. You got to have some sort of, like, you love your club, you got an attachment to it. But why don't we love England anymore? When I was growing up, I used to like watching England and support them and hope they would win.
They had Man United players playing then. They've got no Man United players. There's no excitement in it for me. You know what I mean? And if Maguire, he's really going to excite me. I don't even want him playing for my club team.
So,
you know what I mean?
Mr. B, who do you think is the most patriotic fan base in the world of football, like international football?
They're all mad. The Turkey are crazy.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Croatians, the Balkans.
Yeah, everybody's mad. If people think the English people are mad, but we live here, so we probably don't see it. But when they go abroad, you know, they expect there to be, they still expect it to be fights, you know, and the police are already pepped up on their kit, you know what I mean, to smash some heads in, you know what I mean. It's wherever you go, bro. You know, America, USA, their fans are dead, you know what I mean. But Brazil, Argentina, you know what I mean, these places where, oh, it's supposed to be sanitized. No, man, they don't give up. I mean, you bath time, you've played, you've done your thing in South America, you know what I mean.
I used to have to like put like loads of sort of towels and things around all my doors if Colo Colo were in a semi-final or a final, because they would go about a mile away from where I lived, have a big party in the centre of town, and then they'd get tear gassed. And about 45 minutes later, that tear gas would slowly seep into my room.
Jeez.
And that was regular.
Yeah.
Like,
so would people support Coca-Cola more than the national side?
No, because like Latin American like independence and things is a massive source of pride to them. Like in this country, I think that we're not really that patriotic. I mean, I don't really care about national teams for like England. I mean, I am from Corby, and you know, like an Irish Catholic background, so I'm not instantly in love with the England football team, but we just don't have that sort of degree of patriotism. I think, like, even Mr. B was saying the Americans are dead. You go to America, there's America flags flying from every single like house out there, you know, and stuff like that. And you sort of think about what happens. What happens if you fly St. George's flag outside your house?
Yeah,
like,
or the Union Jack. That's seen as negative these days. Yeah, it's changed. I think with the country's so diverse, it's changed a lot. So whereas it used to be patriotic, it's not so much anymore. And we look at Mexico, we look at Turkey, all these countries, they're still on it when it comes to international football. So I'm sure they're having a great week. And the equivalent channel in
it's only us.
The Galatasaray agenda guys. Well, big up Galatasaray agenda guys. They're probably loving it during the international break.
Are you not inventing like fictional channels?
Galatasaray agenda.
Galatasaray agenda.
You know my point.
Big up the Hearts of Oak agenda in Ghana. All right, should we say hello to a few people and then we'll. I mean, I'm making fun of you for doing imaginary stuff, but that's all we're going to be doing. All right. We got Miss Griffith saying, owning the window part 2. I hope so. I hope you're doing well, Steph. I hope your cousin's better. Evening to you, Double A. Hello, Andrew. I hope your recovery is going well. Hello, Sydney. Thank you very much for all the names that you dropped. That was extremely helpful.
I saw a list. Yeah, I saw the list this morning.
Yeah, it's a big list. International break has been mind-numbing. Eating loads of egg custard tarts to keep me going. You people are addicted to carbs. I just honestly
egg custard. Oh, I can't do that. I can't.
Good evening. No. Okay. It's a very visceral reaction to a pudding.
Sorry,
like, that's what I do when people mention them.
After 8 o'clock.
Yeah, after 8, it's awful. But let us know, Bart, your fan base is breaking down about a right back leaving. Pretty unseemly to me. Andrew's given his top sports, if anyone cares. So it's NFL, football, golf, boxing, cricket.
In that order?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No,
football will be number 1. I'm like, wow, I'm going to see Onana next week. All right, we got Chat Sport. Good evening to you. We got Jarvis. Good evening to you. We've got 8 likes and 15 people watching. Thank you very much. NFL's number 1 for Andrew. I suppose it's the diet that goes with it that appeals to you the most. But get well soon. All right. So this evening, we're continuing our Dungeons and Dragons adventure. The boys have been talking all day about who they're selling and so on. Who they're selling and so on. I've been on the phone to agents. I've got the fax machine out, and I've got a list of more players that we can talk about. But Mr. B and Yabba, where do you stand at the moment with the squad and stuff? And I'll put up like
it hasn't changed who I want to make my money from. To be fair.
Yeah, I think our hands are tied, really. If we want to make some money, we want to do some business, we have to sacrifice someone. And that person being sacrificed is, Garnacho for me. I don't want to, but I think, when you weigh it up and think about the players we could get in, we want to make ourselves a better team. I think the focus was from the board that we want to be coming in the top 8. And I think this is the only way to do it. We have to sacrifice Garnacho, get rid of Anthony, get rid of Rashford as well, just to get some money so we can bring fresh new legs in, fresh faces that when they do come back from the international break, Bath Time won't be disappointed.
Thank you. All right. So let's do our sales. There were question marks about if we're keeping Rasmus Højlund. There were question marks about if we're keeping Anana. Do you want to sell the players first, spend some money, and then come back to those two?
Yeah. See what gaps we can fill in.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, if you're not making profit on them, I don't see the point in them going. I'll be honest. I don't see the point in them going unless Chido is going to do a madness in the summer where they think, okay, but I still think we need 3 strikers.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I like Ethan Wheatley. He's on loan. He could be coming back. I'm not sure that he would be someone that he's probably going to be like loaned out. All right.
Yeah, he'll be gone.
So Rashford, Garnacho, you're selling, and Kobe Minu you're keeping.
Yes.
Yabba?
Yeah, totally agree with Mr. B.
All right. How much money have I given you for those 2 players then?
You said because of the 2.5 times thing, I think it's 200 million, almost 200 million for Rashford and Garnacho, and then minus 25 million for the Kobe and just new contract as well. So I think we're talking here about 170 or 175 million around.
In total, you've got 225 million.
What after the Kobe contract?
After the Kobe thing, yeah.
Oh wow!
So
because we had 45 million.
Yeah.
Right. Take 25 million off that to get you to
Kobe.
20 million, and then for Rashford and Garnacho, with the multiplier, I'll give you 205 million.
I'll take that.
So I'll give you 225 million. 10%, 10% either way.
Either way.
Mr. B, you went shopping today, didn't you?
Oh, I bloody did.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. I went shopping today.
I mean, what do you? What I want to see, because you only gave us a selection of players in the market yesterday. Obviously, each day changes. Any new developments?
Yeah. What the most shocking one to me is that everyone had a go at me last night because I said Tyler Dibbling, it would cost 80 million to get him into the club.
And now he's been quoted today at how much?
100 million. I just couldn't believe it.
They're going to get relegated and they go to sell a player for 100 million.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't get it.
But I'm just absolutely shocked at it because I assumed that his transfer value with the inflated interest he's probably, I would say in a fair market, he's about 40 million. In a market with a lot of competition, and there are a lot of clubs like him, I would think 60, 65 million.
Yeah, nobody's paying 100 million for Tyler Dibbling.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, Jack Grealish was not a 100 million pound player. And City went out and got him.
I tell you what, as long as it's not us who spends 100 million on him, I don't care. I'll be honest, I don't care.
Right.
It's not an issue. 100 million pound for a player who has
just a start. It's a starting. It's like it's negotiating, isn't it? They're going to sell him for about 60 million, I think. Like, I mean, Southampton. I mean, I imagine that they probably, they that 100 million is like, that's too much money for. And this is like when we bought Anthony, we might as well have just bought Ajax instead of like the player. Do you know what I mean? You might as well just buy Southampton instead.
Buy them 2 new stands in it.
Yeah. All right. Oh, Jarvis.
I like this.
I like this a lot, and you'll be very pleased to know that quite a lot of those players are on my list. Okay. So if it's Wilcox, he's had a world-class goalkeeper, ball-playing DM, Berg or Hulman level. I've got Hulman on my list, and he's very expensive. I don't have Berg on my list because he's only been there a year. A right wing back, Trincao, Cunha, both of them are on the list.
I've got that
Samu. Okay, I do have Samu. I think it's the same Samu, the one that plays for.
That was in the blue and white. Yeah, the one who plays in blue.
Yeah,
and white.
that's.
Right. Yeah,
I'm not sure that's his name, like Ormondroid or whatever. But yeah, we've definitely got those on. Unbelievable. He's back again. Well, there we go. Yeah, and Andrew Hutchinson is the only player I don't have on the list. I've got prices for the rest of them. I don't know who Hutchinson is. Is he the one at Ipswich?
Ipswich, yeah. No, I don't. He wouldn't be for me.
All right. So just before we get into the prices, this is a reminder, right? That if, for example, Trincao has a release clause of 30 million, that doesn't mean the transfer costs 30 million. You've got to add in other factors. It's a World Cup year. We don't have international football. We don't have European football. We're paying over prices. So I don't care what someone's release clause is. I've come up with how much it's going to take to get that player into the club. We have a budget 200.
God.
We've got a budget 225 million based on the show last night and who we're selling, which is just 2 players.
Yeah, we're gonna get 200 million from that. Jesus Christ. Okay, I think we're being a bit optimistic, but okay, 200 million it is.
Okay.
I'll start off with some goalkeepers. So I've been on the phone to agents all day. One of Sydney's suggestions was someone called Sene Lamond, who plays for Royal Antwerp. He's 22. He'd cost us 20 million to bring into the club. Dean Henderson, I've spoken to him. It would cost us 25 million to get him in.
Dean Henderson, the one that we sold to Crystal Palace?
Yes.
Oh dear.
But the most exciting one, got to remember this player's 36 years old, is Jan Sommer. We could get Jan Sommer in for 15 million.
No.
Okay.
No. At the moment, I would rather keep Papadomris at the moment, to be fair, and see what I've got left. Yeah. That's at the moment, yeah.
And remember the 3 players I gave you last night. You had Ramsdale 20 million, Pickford 35 million, Trafford 45 million. Have you still got that list of paper? Well, not list of paper, that list on paper. Excellent.
All right. I think Pickford is a good value there, if anything. If we are, even with the new additions that you've got with goalkeeper position, I think Pickford still stands out to me as the one who's proven in the Premiership.
I'll put Pickford in the maybes so we can come back to him.
Okay.
All right.
Big up to Graham, Papa Bear, and Monty. He's in the house. Nice to see you. Just to update you guys, we are doing in this paradigm. We are doing potentially trying to work out what's going to happen with Man United Football Club in this paradigm with the budget we got. We've got the board with Bath Time. We've got the manager, Ruben Amarin, with Mr. B, and I am Jason Wilcox. And we're trying to, with the help of you guys, we're trying to sort of chop and change and make us a better team in the top 8 for next season.
Well, we've got Chat Sport with some names here. I specifically asked Chat Sport to put them in the comments afterwards. I did remember Konrad Lehmer at Bayern Munich. That's the only one I remember, Chat Sport. So he's on the list. Sommer, I don't know if you heard, Andrew's 36. Yes, Jarvis, this is the guy that I would really like as well. Although wouldn't mind a bit of Donna Summer, to be honest. Make the team talks quite interesting, wouldn't it? All right, I've got a list of defenders that I've added to. So
Okay.
these are centre backs, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy.
Just keep in mind, yesterday we had both set on Hussein.
Dejan Hussein.
Hussein, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Hussein, as you sent to me in chat earlier.
I tell you what I did here today. Do you know that Adana was at Barcelona?
Yeah.
What, on holiday?
No, he was at Barcelona for 5 years.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Bruv, I don't know what they taught
Have
him.
your echo connections.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I know. It's a madness, isn't it?
Unbelievable. What was Dejan Hussein's price? He was the one that you really wanted. 60 million. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put him, like, if you can hear my clicking, that's me typing. I do apologize. Right, so I've got some new centre backs for you. I've got a couple from the Portuguese league. So first of all, we got Inácio, who is 23. He's going to cost you 75 million. Okay, there's Diamande. He's going to cost you 70 million to get in the club. He's 21.
No.
All right. Is it YABBA because they're not Premier League proven? Is it the price? Is it that they're coming in from the same league that gave us Lindelof? What's the issue?
The issue for me is the young Diamande, whatever. I've watched him play. I know he's rated out there, but for me, he's like, nah. I don't think he's good enough. Is he better than what we've got with the two youngsters in Heaven and Euro? And the answer would be not better. No, I don't see anything to say he's better. The only thing that makes him better right now would be the consistent first-team football he's played. He's proven it. But I think if you gave Euro and Heaven a chance, they would be probably chomping as a player. And then the other guy, Inácio, whatever his name is, I think he's left-footed.
He is.
Ball-playing centre-back. I think he's just going to be soft. I don't think he's got the toughness.
I think he's going to be soft.
Yeah, I think he's going to be one of these players very good on the ball, but has he got the toughness, the roughness to really compete in the Premier League against Mateta and all these guys, you know? So for me, it's a no. When I hear that price as well, we've been priced out. If you would have said 30, 40 million, I would have been, more interested, but not 70, 75 million.
All right, I've got
for that.
I've got 2 30 million ones for you.
Okay.
One is Quaresma, who also plays in Portugal. He's 23. He's coming to the end of his contract. He's gettable. He's not as highly touted as the rest of them, but 30 million, I think, is a really good price for for a relatively experienced European player. And the other one is a bit more sentimental. It's an England under-21 international who has one cap for England. Southampton, Harwood Bellis.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Exactly.
Roy Keane's son-in-law.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
He's a good player. He's a very good player.
I would like to think that he would be a good player, but I have no interest in those 2 30 million pound ones.
Are you sure? Harwood Bellis, take the Keane thing away. He's a good player.
And plays for Southampton, right?
Yeah, but more importantly, England under-21s, and he's played and scored for England. You think of that England under-21 team, everyone laughed when Frank Lampard bid 40 million for Anthony Gordon, and now you think that would be an absolute bargain. Harwood Bellis he would be a decent player for us. And
why are we going young? We've got Euro. Euro's a baby. Heaven's a younger baby. I don't see why we're going young. If we're gonna go, I think it needs to be somebody who can add some experience.
Yeah, I actually tried to find players with experience, but
there's not any.
I couldn't really find any that would sort of gettable, that were realistic.
So, do you feel that we have to 100% bring a centre back in?
I think we need 2.
Well, we're gonna have to buy one. We're gonna have to go for one.
Look, we've got 2 centre backs here, and then we've got basically 2 centre backs till Christmas at the earliest with Maguire and De Ligt. We've currently got 4 centre backs up until Christmas for 3 positions. I think we need two centre backs coming in.
Well, we can't afford 2. We're gonna have to get one.
Well, we've got players who can fill in the centre back. with Shaw and Mazzarello.
Why are you mentioning Shaw, bruv? He hasn't kicked a ball for a year. I don't understand why people still mention Shaw's name when they talk about picking a football team. The man ain't played no football. He's just been on the grass this week. Guarantee you. Guaranteed. He don't play.
I don't know. I mean, look, when he does play, I think he plays pretty well.
He's really good.
I think he filled in. I was really surprised to see him. I never expected him to play centre back. But under Ten Hag, when he played centre back, he never really let us down. And obviously,
he struggled against Harry Kane, which, to be fair, Harry Kane is
top striker.
You know, I mean, he's approaching a legendary level of striker.
Just not world class.
Not for YABBA, no.
Yeah.
I think he is. But this is the thing: is that like there are 4 recognised centre backs. We've got like Delo who can do something. We've got Shaw who can do something. We've got Mazraoui who can do something. But for me, going into the season with 2 babies, Maguire and De Ligt, and Maguire's had a lot of injury problems. I really think that what we need to be thinking about with our transfer budget is ignoring wide areas and concentrating on central areas.
Yeah. So with the ones that you've mentioned, I mean, no one's really turned my head that much as the guy from Bournemouth.
Yeah. I think he's the number one. I think if we get a centre back, he would be like the one who I think that we should be getting. We've seen him in the Premier League. We've seen what he can do. All right, Bournemouth are a good team, you know, but the managers obviously improved these players because they've had 11 players out all season. None of these players who are playing were first choice players, so he's obviously got something in there. I believe that I believe that I, being Ruben, will get more out of him. So yeah, it would be Houston or nothing, to be fair. But saying that,
I'm getting a phone
if
call.
Branthwaite can get if you can get Branthwaite for the 60 million, then either one of those two, I wouldn't have a problem with.
He said 80. I think he said 80 for Branthwaite.
No, I think
60. I've got it written down there.
Price has dropped.
Yeah,
his price has dropped.
Gay was 80. Gay was the most expensive one at 80.
Well, I've got a phone call coming through. It's going to be a difficult transfer because it involves Spurs, but Christian Romero for 30 million.
They were talking about him going to Atletico Madrid, I think.
I would. You know what? He's a madman, but I wouldn't mind a madman in our defense.
I think he'd be a very good player as a sort of like a bit like De Ligt, an experienced stopgap.
Yeah, I would do Romero.
You do Romero. I'll tell you what. I'll put Romero into like our shortlist. So what our shortlist is: Pickford, Huson, Romero. And we'll have a little look at that later.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some comments because we've had some good ones. Andrew, I hope you get well soon. I know this isn't your kind of thing.
It's all right. We'll be back. We'll be back to talking transfers tomorrow.
Yeah. Amron dropped a hint in that Rio Ferdinand interview. I haven't seen it. He's after physical players. Yeah, since day one, Amron has talked about physicality, and it's very refreshing to me because I've been banging on about this since the beginning of time. He feels our current squad lacks the strengths needed to execute his system in the Premier League. Yeah, okay, so he's talking about if we play high, it's difficult to recover the space in behind with your Ericssons and your Casemiros and so on, which is why I think our shortlist has a lot of kind of physical players and why a lot of you are turning your noses up at players like Sean Longstaff. They might improve that system tremendously just by being able to run an headable.
Does he play for Newcastle?
Yeah.
All the time?
Oh, not really.
So why are we buying him? To become a squad player for us?
Do you want me to
I'm not interested
again?
I don't care. I'm not interested in Sean fucking Longstaff, bro.
All right. Okay.
Sorry.
Heaven
you said he does say he swears at the management, so that's where that part came out. Yeah.
Oh right, okay. You're using this role play just to abuse me in front of 15 people. Well, I'm glad. I hope it gets you nice and excited. shout out to Richard Hawkins. Shaw's a good player, never fit yet. I know, it's ridiculous. I like this a lot, actually. I personally think that that's a really good starting off point. A goalkeeper, a centre-back, CDM, a centre-forward, and then, depending on where the money is, double up on one of those positions.
See, so I've got a CDM, the centre-back we've just dealt with. I think I've covered that pretty well. Bar the goalkeeper, who I'm just not sure we can afford, is why.
Because I sort of think that, like, maybe we stick with Onana for another year or something, like bring his book value down a little bit and invest that extra 20-25 million to get a top quality player in. Like, the difference between a Dominic Solanke and an Osimhen, for example.
Okay.
Yeah. I would take that.
Yeah.
All right. I've got some new wing backs, actually, if you're interested.
Right-sided, obviously.
Yeah. I've got 2 left and 3 right.
Do we think that?
There's just some interesting players here, I think.
Come on, let's have a look.
All right, I'll give you the names first and see if you're interested. Pedro Porro.
No.
Oh no, I know he has played under me, but no, I don't want Pedro Porro.
Jed Spence.
We're not getting no Tottenham players.
Okay.
He's good though. He's physical.
Yeah, but how long did it take for them to realise how good he was? They let him go out on loan. Don't forget, Conte said it wasn't a Conte signing, so they let him go out on loan straight away. And it's only because of injuries why Mate is playing him. So I'm not.
He's really
brilliant.
No, I like him. I like him, but we won't be getting him out of Tottenham.
Okay. Anthony Robinson, the American international that I found out was born in Milton Keynes.
He's 27, 28 now, isn't he?
Fulham?
Yeah, 28.
I like him. He's got energy, gets up and down, but nah.
Okay.
He's got good. I don't know, Mr. B. I don't know what you think, but
Is this for the left side, right?
Well, he's left
right side.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anybody else at left back. We've just spent money on Dorgu, and I like him.
Okay, these two I think are interesting. This is a left footer. It's Marcus Tavernier, who I like him quite a lot, to be honest. No, and then here's one. No, he's at Bournemouth, isn't he?
Okay, we're already going to take the defender. They ain't selling us to.
All right, how about this? This is a bit of a left field signing, but he's coming into the last year of his contract, and I think we can do it quite cheap. Would be Adama Traore.
For wing back?
Yeah.
He's not better than Ahmad at wing back. If we get in somebody at wing back, he has to be better than Ahmad.
Unless you want to unless you want to move Ahmad to a sort of fixed number 10.
You know, Mr. B, you're right. We probably do need a right for wing back.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we probably would.
But he wants a left-footed one, or one who's really, really fast.
What about who's the 17-year-old from Sporting? Is he available?
No, he's gone to Chelsea.
He's been signed by Chelsea.
Oh my God, yeah, sugar. All right,
I'll give you Adama Traore for 20 million.
Nah,
fair enough. All right, I'll just have a quick look at the comments. Adama Traore isn't good enough. I agree, but the thing is that I think he's a good bit of meat, in the squad. He'll get up and down.
Yeah,
he'll be all right. He'd be a good squad player.
The drop off between him and Ahmad, we see what Ahmad does in that position. I'm looking for somebody who will be better than Ahmad in that position.
Yeah,
that's what you got to look at, or offer something more. I mean, we've opened talks with Frimpong. Now, if that's
Frimpong is on your list, isn't he? I gave you a price for him yesterday.
Yeah, he's a lot of money. He said 80 million, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we said for fullback or wing back, but I think Man City are interested in him as well.
I imagine Liverpool will be looking at him as well to replace Trent.
We've got no chance then.
All right. Not really impressed with the
that list. No, there's nobody over Ahmed. We'd be better off
Okay.
getting a number 10.
Do you want to do number 6s then?
Oh, yes, please.
All right. I've got an unrealistic one, but if you want him, Pavlovic, the Bayern Munich 20-year-old, 90, 100 million he's going to cost. No.
Why are we gonna go inexperienced? We want somebody who's gonna move us on to the next level. I think we've got too much kids.
Oh,
we need
God.
somebody who can offer us somebody.
All right, the next two are really young. Joe Bellingham at 19 for 35 million.
Is that his brother? Is that his brother hype,
Yeah.
or is he a good player?
My mate watches Sunderland and says he's like, there's a bit of hype to him, but he's physical. He can get around and stuff. And if you can handle the Championship at 19, you're in a good place to kick on.
What about Chris Rigg?
Chris Rigg is next. He is 17, and I valued him at 25 million.
That would be him and Walton, because I was out of yesterday's show. From yesterday's show, I was thinking Adam Walton is a good value. Chris Rigg, if you're saying 20 million,
25.
I would consider that.
Shall I put him on the consider list then?
Well, speak to Mr. B as well, but Mr. B is the manager after all. So.
I'm just wondering why we're going for younger and younger players. We want players who are going to be able to play in the Premier
League. We're going to have
League.
to sell them as well. Like, we're not building a squad to win the Premier League, are we? We're building a squad to get us up the table, or we're building a squad to develop.
And Chris Rigg would be that guy at 17.
To develop, he's playing Championship football at 17. Like,
no, I'm saying to develop, but he's not helping us now.
Mr. B, consider this: we get Adam Wharton, Chris Rigg, then we got Kobe there. We got and the fourth guy would be Toby
Collier.
That's 4 young, hungry. Talented.
You forgot about Kone.
You're right. He's not in the really.
Dangle.
Yeah, well, no, but that's what I'm saying. There's 4 top quality players that we could have on top of Ugarte and Bruno in those positions as well. I think we need to strengthen that area. Whether we go for 2 youngsters or get an experienced guy in there, I don't know, but we really need to consider this.
I kind of feel Wharton's a bit of a must, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I would love
Chris Rigg is good value from what you just suggested.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, I would love to get Elliot Anderson out of Nottingham Forest. He's the player that's impressed me the most in the Premier League this season.
Excellent. He's played for Bristol City. Couldn't get in the Newcastle side. Everyone was talking about he's the new Gaza and how good he is. And now he's playing for a side and a first teamer in the Nottingham Forest side as a centre midfielder. In a team.
Same with Adam Wharton, I think. Was he not at Blackburn?
Blackburn, yeah.
Like, so when you look at Joe Bellingham and Chris Rigg, maybe the Championship isn't the worst place to be looking at midfielders. I still don't think it's where we should be going, but I'm not sure. But I'm gonna look at some comments if that's all right. Right. This is talking about like wing backs. I've always had a thing about Adama Traore. I think he's rubbish, but he can do a job. We need wing backs to go for touchline and cross on both sides. One of the interesting things about the system, Retro, is that when one wing back is wide, like in the attacking third, he likes the other one to be attacking the back post. And that's one of the reasons that I think Adama might be an option they like because of his physicality and these sort of things. No chance? Okay.
No chance.
Well, he says just buy another team and rebrand it Manchester United. Chatsport likes Adama. Has anyone mentioned Tyler Dibbling yet? Yeah, we mentioned him yesterday, and I said it would cost us 80 million to get him in the club. And that was before the ridiculous valuation came out of him. Unfortunately, no matter what player we get linked with, these clubs always put the Man United tax on us. It's a shame we won't be able to do that with any of our players we're getting rid of. The thing about the Manchester United tax, Vincent, is that in my experience, very few taxes are optional. The Manchester United tax is an optional tax that we pay. We need to be better at conducting business and so on. Yeah, Jarvis. He's open. I'm open to Sean Longstaff as well.
Wow.
Year left on his contract, 25 million. But the problem is, right, Jarvis, is if there's a year left on his contract, there are no free transfers in football anymore. You've still got to pay the player a lot of money. I think that you add at least 15 million onto that price in order to get Sean Longstaff into the club with agent fees, signing on bonus, all that kind of stuff. So I've put Longstaff at I think 35 to 40 million. And I think that's a lot for a 28-year-old squad player that you don't really have any aspirations of.
And he's 28.
Wow.
I think he'll be 28 next season.
No chance, man.
Midfielders develop later.
No,
Pirlo,
you know what?
man.
No,
30 years
I'm
old,
not
he
into-
played.
Yeah, you
number
can't be comparing Pirlo to bloody Sean flipping Longstaff, bro. No chance. No chance.
Did you see his free kick the other day in the Spurs?
I did. Beautiful.
Not Sean Longstaff, by the way, Mr. P. That was Prela.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did guess that.
Hello, Tyrone. I hope you're doing well. You can piss off, Bilal.
Edison
Edison we had yesterday, didn't we?
Big money, though.
Atlanta. What's he gonna cost?
80, I think I gave you.
Yeah, 8 million yesterday. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Where did I see? Did I not write down his price? You said 80 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 60 million release clause, I think. We've got you're adding more money onto that.
We need a proper midfielder, man.
Yeah.
28 next October, Longstaff, as Tactical Devils says.
Yeah, 28 next October.
You can't be doing trash like that.
Look at this. You can piss off as well, Tyrone. You just turned up and get this. McTominay was brilliant for us last year. Look, Tyrone, it's not that I like, it's that I understand. Look, with the systems you play in football now, you need more physicality than ball playing in the midfield. You'll hear people talk a load of bollocks about carrying and stuff. It's about pressure on the ball. It's about winning your duels. It's about recovering space. You look at all the midfields that are at the top of the table. There's no fantasy. There's no real excitement in them. They're just hard-working players now with physical levels. And the sooner you kind of understand that, the sooner you're welcome to McTominay Club. All right. And shout out Danny B. You've got a new quizzical dog there. Very nice. All right. I've got some more sixes for you.
Coming in.
I've got Douglas Luiz.
How much?
Interested?
Juve.
Yeah.
How much?
55.
Why so much?
Why? Because he cost them
nothing.
He cost them 40 million from Aston Villa, and I'm basically giving them 40 million and then 15 million agents and signing fee.
I would consider that.
How old is he?
He's 26.
See, he was a good player. He did good at Villa, but
I'll add him to the considerations.
He's stank for Juve.
Yeah,
but everybody stank for Juve. I mean, they sacked Motta on Tuesday. They sacked Motta on Monday. Douglas Luiz, I would rather Edison, but Douglas Luiz, I wouldn't really have a problem with Douglas. Yeah, Tyrone. He agrees. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Douglas Luiz coming. He knows the Prem.
Yes.
So you could be Douglas Luiz and Adam Wharton?
Well, no, that's too much. That's too much money.
How much are you talking for those two?
That's going to be 100 mil.
It's not bad.
That's the Garnacho money gone. You've got to remember that Rashford, like, strikers are going to be really expensive. I've got some more strikers for you, but strikers going to be really expensive, and then we need a central midfielder, a central defender as well. And I've got to remind you that you're paying 20 million for Kobe Mainoo. Like, so you'd expect.
Yeah, you deducted that money already, haven't you?
Can you see United spending £55 million on any player?
Yeah, but this isn't just the transfer fee, is it? It's getting them in. Like Douglas Luiz will be a £40 million transfer fee. Like they will take what Villa paid them to get rid of him. Like Dejan Houston isn't going to cost 70 million. He's going to cost 55 or something like that, and then you've got to pay the extra stuff on top. But this is what we have to think of. And for example, Jonathan David is going to be expensive. Like I know he's on a free transfer, but there are no free transfers in football.
Yeah, you say expensive, but what would they pay him? 5 million, 10 mil signing on?
Oh my God, you're in dreamland if you think it's going to be as little as that. I've got him priced at 50 million to join us.
Wow.
How much?
50.
Not worth it.
But he's a free bath time. How's he going to cost?
They're not free because like, these players now run their contract down. The agent wants 25 million. The player wants 25 million. You're still paying basically what they would be worth, but you're just not giving it to club. You're giving it to the player and their entourage. Like, look at the Haaland deal. Look at, like even the Neymar deal that crippled Barcelona. Like you're giving them the money still. There are no free transfers left.
Yeah, fair enough. The Douglas Luiz, I'm sort of putting on my shortlist. I think that's someone if we want to get 8th place and we want to because look at our midfield. Look at the midfield again. We want to get Casemiro. We've only got Agate. So we've got Agate and Douglas Luiz, and then you've got youngsters around that.
So so where's Bruno playing? Bruno back to number 10?
Bruno, well, he can mix it up. He can play both. But I just think...
The problem is, Yabba.
8th. Go on.
The problem is that Bruno is going to take the place of like whoever the weakest 6 or 10 is. He's like an apex predator in that team. If the guy next to Kobe or the guy next to Agate isn't doing the business, they'll stick Bruno there. And he will do the business. So whoever we bring into the midfield, he's got to be a starter and he's got to be better than Bruno Fernandes, either at 10 or at 6.
I would rather go Bruno played at a 10.
Well, yeah, that's an option. I mean, considering we're getting rid of Garnacho and Rashford and Anthony, I mean, we're missing a lot up top. So we're going to have to shuffle it around because we can't rely on Mason Mount unless he, shocks us all. So, I'm logging all this.
Wharton, I think,
Wharton is for me is a dead set. I would definitely want to get.
It's who you play him with because I've got to be honest.
You play with Agate.
Would you play with Agate?
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I would play him with Mino, because I don't like Agate. But the thing is, I don't see the point in keeping Mino.
You would play with Mainu as in a
6,
2.
yeah.
Mainu's a 10. Mainu's a 10.
Him and Wharton, I think, have like played together quite a lot, like in the England under 21s, under 17s, etc. I'm not sure, but I think they played together quite a lot. And Elliot Anderson has recently taken he's going to basically take Mainu's place.
We've seen Mainu play in a 8, in a 2, and he does not have the legs to get around the pitch, bro.
This is what I'm saying is that maybe just to get in a player who can take in that Mainu money, because that brings in. I'll give you another. No,
Mainu's not going there. We've already had this car. I don't care.
Then you've got to start him either at 10 or 6.
We don't have to start him. He's 19.
You're leaving so much money on the table, and we need money.
Half time. You're saying get rid of you would get rid of Garnacho and Mainu.
I'm saying if you're not, yes, I get rid of Garnacho. I'm saying if you're not playing Kobe Mainu, you're leaving money on the table.
No, but you're not playing him. What do you expect him to start every game? Because I tell you what, him and Bruno, there's no way that him and Bruno could play the 2 10s.
Look, if with the money that we're going to pay Kobe Mainu, he's got to be not first name on the team sheet, but he's got to be starting. Mil. It's got to be started. Yeah, but we're also we're going to pay him between 180 and 200k a week, and
they're not paying him that.
That's what you're going to sort of have to pay. So, I think that if you're not playing Mainu, then you need to sell him and and use that money to improve the squad.
You're crazy.
But I would play him. So I wouldn't sell him, but I would play him when he's fit.
But you would play
I
him.
think
You
he's
would play him
brilliant.
you would play him in a 2. You would
I
play him
think
in
so,
one of
yeah.
the 2s.
I think I think that if you put him next to someone like Wharton and you've got Dogu on one side or Delo on the other side, like good athletes who can recover and help him out, and you've got 2 decent pressers.
Why are we
in
helping
front
him
of
out? What, so what, you all of a sudden we're building a team around Kobe? You're saying
No,
help him out. He doesn't need to be
because
helped out. If you put him in a position that he can
you
play
need in a 2-man midfield, right? He's got to hold his position in theory, but sometimes he's going to have to go out to a man, and that is where the wing back helps you. He comes up and he doubles up.
I'm not playing. It's too much for him to learn. It's too much for him to. I don't have Kobe. I think his skill set benefits his little through passes and through balls. That doesn't benefit in that central midfield.
We got
2-man central midfield. You need man who can run, and Kobe can't run. He can't recover space. So Wharton's going to be doing. Yeah.
Consider as well. Look, Kobe and Bruno can play in a variety of positions. So I know Barthime's saying about first teamer and all that kind of thing, but it's a squad game. We want the goal.
And this was my point. This was my point.
Yeah. That's it. The objective here is to get 8th and above.
And he doesn't need to be starting every game.
Well, we haven't even got into contract negotiations yet, because I'm telling you, if you sign Victor Osimhen, it's not finishing in 8th.
What's not finishing?
He wants European football next year, or he's going to have a release clause.
I would gamble on that. I think coming to a club at Man United would be the pinnacle of his career.
He's won a Scudetto for Napoli. That's nothing to be sniffed at.
Yeah, I know.
It's not. But we're a bigger club than bloody Napoli, bro.
Yeah, we are, but we haven't done what Napoli have done in the last 10 years, have we?
Maybe he can make that happen like he did for them.
That would be incredible. I mean, honestly,
look, you know what? I've been thinking about this all day, and I've said Dejan centre back.
Yeah,
this is fine. Adam Wharton in midfield, and the striker that the board said that we definitely need to get a striker is Osimhen. I'm not saying he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but for me, could be like the Eric Cantona kind of make things happen. You know, he's got personality. He scores goals, which we don't have, and I think him with Haaland and Obi behind it, that's enough. With Xerxes as well, that's 4 guys that can play up front. You know, in this system.
I mean, Xerxes won't be playing as a striker. Xerxes going.
I know, but there's 4 potential guys that we could play in that position. I was just thinking about the squad balance and coming 8th place. If people get injured, Xerxes can play in that position. So those are my 3 that I want to bring in for definite, and then I'm sure there's going to be room with the finances to bring in another player as well, which will make us stronger. And then we look at the squad, and once we assess the squad, once we bring those 3 and another guy in, I think we'd be looking, say, yeah, this is good enough to be more than 8th, higher than 8th.
I hope so. I think you're completely right about Osimhen. Is that to get in the position we're in, to have a player interested of that caliber? I don't know when we're going to have an opportunity like that again, because
would you break the bank again? Would you pay him the free if he was happy to come? Would you pay him the 300? Would you pay him 300 grand?
Is it 300 grand?
I don't know. Yeah, it would be something like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, look, if you've got to think about what he's done.
I want to see how much he's on at the moment, man. That's you.
He's on nothing. He didn't go to Chelsea because of the wages, and I think he asked for 400k, and Saudi matched that or something. But I'll tell you what, whilst you're doing that, I'll bring up the strikers that I've got in case any of these change your mind. Jonathan David, 25. I'll give you him for 45 million.
I'm sorry, he's a free transfer, Bathtime.
That's why he's the cheapest striker.
I don't like your rules, man. I don't like your rules.
I don't make the rules. This is football.
No, you are, because you've added 15 million to everybody. Yeah, but you've added. He's a free transfer. When it comes out as free transfer, do anybody ever say, "Oh, he cost 15 million. No, he's a free transfer.
It's look, you are still paying a ridiculous amount of money for these players. This is why they run their contracts.
I'm saying 10 million. You're talking about 25 mil each.
Yeah. And that's what happened with Haaland.
25. Yeah, but Haaland he's a robot.
Yeah, but they also had the transfer fee as well on top of that. Players, Jonathan David has been running his contract down for years. He's got a World Cup coming up, a home World Cup in Canada as well as America and Mexico. Honestly, he's the minimum that he's going to be asking for in fees to sign on and stuff as a free transfer. He'll want 200 grand a week and he'll want 40 million.
By the way, Oshman's on 192 grand a week.
Euros
at the moment.
All right, give some other players. Mateta, quite cheap actually, 50 million, and he's 27.
50 total. That's everything.
50 total. Get him in the club for 50.
Mr. B, he's scratching that wise man beard of yours. Come on, what do you think?
It's price, isn't it? I want Osimhen. Osimhen is the one that I want.
Okay.
I just. We'll have to jingle and jangle to get him in. He'll be the number one, and then you have to fill in the gaps.
Casemiro's leaving with the big wage.
But BATHTIME was saying that this doesn't help our
wages are treated as expenses.
Yeah, it doesn't help our what we can sign. So as much as he's gone, we might be saving money somewhere, but it's not going to be on chance to spend money to buy players.
It's not money coming in, is it, for one thing?
Yeah, I know, but if you're talking, we're complaining about how much you think Oshman, what his wage would be.
Oh, I see.
So if you're paying someone like Casemiro that sort of money, Eriksen's leaving, Lindelof is leaving, all these guys on free figures.
I mean, that must be $1 million. That must be $1 million gone if we can get them all gone.
So for the month. There shouldn't be an argument about the board who want a big name striker. That you have to come in and get Oshman and get paid a wage. At least 250.
This is the thing, Yabba, is that we've done this for so long. We've got in Paul Pogba's, Ronaldo's. We've got in players with proven quality on big wages, and they haven't done it. And that's kind of my issue, is that I don't doubt that he's worth that in the market. 300k for a striker of his quality, absolutely. 100 million. All in to get him in the club. I think that's a fair price. It's just, is our issue a box striker? That's my concern with it. Are we lacking a killer in the box, or are we lacking more in other areas? And should we spunk all of that money on one player? Those are my considerations.
Oshman's 100 mil, right?
100 mil.
Look, the board said we need a striker. We have to get a striker. Out of all the ones suggested, I think I like Mateta, by the way. But out of all the ones suggested, I think he ticks the boxes for us.
I've got some more.
I think Mateta keeps us at the level we're at. I think Osimhen could.
What, the level we're at with Højlund and Xerxes?
Well, he doesn't get us eighth. He doesn't. I don't think Mateta coming to the team gets us eighth.
I think he might do, because I can remember before international break, we scored a couple of goals where Højlund actually held the ball up and then passed it off to someone.
Yeah.
So I think that because Højlund is so shit at what he does, and because Xerxes isn't really a number 9, I think that getting in even a reasonable Premier League quality player gets us 5-6 more goals in the season, and that gets us up a couple of places.
Oh, I think it gets us. I do. The thing is, he plays a system for Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And that is more something that maybe they'll be looking at. The fact that he wouldn't have to adapt, because right now we don't need players adapting. We need players who know the system and know what they're doing. He's had his adapting stage, and this is where he's going to be kicking out all the trash who hasn't worked.
All right, I got some. Obviously, loads of people are going crazy about this. I'm sorry, I've been looking at my fax machine, not looking at the comments. Couple of stuff about Kobe isn't box. I know Steph isn't keen on Kobe.
Not in that position.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I sometimes think that people underestimate someone like Zubimende, for example, like he didn't have a great game against us, but what he can do is he can sort of read where the problems will be when he passes the ball, and it's something you can't really quantify. You kind of have to have a feel for it. And Kobe Mainoo's got that feel for it, and I think it's really difficult to find a midfielder that young that has that kind of like game sense, as it were. Like,
yeah, but the problem with Bath Time, he's been brought up playing in a 3. I mean, you were saying that you didn't understand
I still don't.
Yeah, how a 2 would play. Kobe's not the guy to play in a 2. Trust me, he is not the guy to play in a 2.
It pains me then, but I think you sell him because I think there are better number 10s and there are better number 6s for this system.
Yeah, but what about, remember the thing we haven't talked about this show, which you brought up yesterday, criteria. We need homegrown players.
Yeah.
And that will reduce.
Yeah, but Kobe will classify. How old's Kobe? He's
Kobe doesn't count as homegrown at the moment because he's under 19.
Yeah, but he would count as homegrown if
in 2 years, 3 years time.
Really?
He's 19.
Yeah, but he would still count as a homegrown player.
No, because in the squad. So the rules are, Yabba. Rules are that any player under the age of 21 doesn't need to be registered. So it doesn't matter if they're homegrown. It doesn't matter if they're homegrown or not. So
it doesn't need to be registered, but we could register him as a homegrown player if we're really sure.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't register him.
You can. If it doesn't need to be registered.
You can't register him as a homegrown. You can't register him. He doesn't need to be registered. He's underage.
All right, so he doesn't need to be registered, but you can register him because he's
Yeah, but you can't register him.
Now, I think we're a bit confused here, what we're saying. What I'm saying is, if you go back to the thing, Bath Time, the slides, and I do know he might be under 20. So if you don't need to register him because he's a homegrown player and he's grown up in the club. But if we're talking about we're getting rid of players and Rashford's going and who else is leaving that's homegrown?
Sancho's
Johnny
Evans, Tom Heaton.
Johnny Evans, yeah. Then we need to bolster it up by bringing Kobe in as a homegrown player to tick the box of 8 homegrown players. You can't say he is a homegrown player, so we can actually register him as a homegrown player. The point is, if you want a 25-man squad, you could add to that. You could have even more of that if you've got loads of 18-year-old homegrown players.
I think but what they're more likely to do is what they did with Dermot Mee last season, who was over the age of 21. He's the goalkeeper. He was over the age of 21, and they registered him as a homegrown player, as like the 4th goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's my point.
Or whatever. I personally think that they'll look at players who are over the age of 21 that are homegrown in the under 23s and use them instead.
Fair enough. But the point is, you guys are suggesting you were Bath Time suggesting to get rid of Kobe.
That's not quite what I said. My position is I would get rid of Ugarte and I'd have Kobe as a 6. And if we're not going to use him as a 6, or if we're not going to use him as a 6, I think that there are better 10s available, and I think that the wedge that he can bring in is vital for the rebuild. So I would regrettably sell him if the manager isn't going to play him.
That's what I'm saying. You're suggesting we should sell him.
No, because I want to play him. I want to play him. But if you're not going to play him, then you should sell him.
Right.
Do you see
and where are you going to play him?
It's number 6, next to Adam Wharton. I'll tell you why.
We just spent 60 million on Ugarte. Do you think he's not playing?
Look, of course he's going to play.
Whoever they buy is going to partner Ugarte.
Ugarte, yes, I understand, but this is what they're doing. What I'm doing is I'm selling Ugarte the second
You're not selling Ugarte because I want him to stay.
Yeah, there you go. But this is what we're talking about. It's not what's going to happen, but my position. So my position is I would play Kobe. I'd sell Ugarte, but if we're not going to do what I want, which is to play Kobe, then I think we should sell him.
How much do we get for Kobe?
100
He's
million.
what the fuck? What is
Just
this?
remind us. Just remind us.
I'm gonna quit. I'll just quit. I'll just quit. I swear to God, I will just quit. How can you? You're gonna sell Garnacho and Kobe?
I'm just asking, how much was he?
Well, this is a stupid question because he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
All right, okay, you're not selling him, but you're also not playing him.
We
Yeah, but
are
how
playing him
much
in a
you
10.
say? You said 25
Okay,
million.
in a 10.
You said it could be
So,
like 100 million. Or so
at the moment, you're playing Bruno and Kobe as the 10s and Ahmad as right wing back.
Yeah, because we haven't bought Cunha yet.
Are you buying Cunha?
Oh shit. Haven't we gone? Oh yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't mind him or Trincao in that position.
Right, so let's say we get Trincao. You're playing Trincao and Bruno.
Yeah.
And then you're playing Ahmad at right wing back.
Yeah.
Where are you playing Kobe?
Bath time. He doesn't have to play every fucking game. Bath time. What is this? Where am I playing? I'll tell you what. Yeah. I'm gonna play him next to Bruno. How's that? I'm gonna play him next to Bruno. Just to shut you up. Thank you. I'm gonna play.
But you're signing Cunha as a reserve.
No, Cunha.
All right. We're stuck. Let's move on.
How much was Cunha, by the way, again from yesterday?
60 mil.
60. Wow,
yeah,
that's cheap.
That is cheap. I'll give you some other strikers. Stamu, who I like a lot, is going to cost you 75 million.
Porto.
Yeah,
oh,
he's a Spanish international. He's quite likely to become their main striker after. Vlahovic at Juve, 75 million.
No.
Right.
Do you think he would cost 75 million, BT? On the real? He ain't playing no football.
I think right. So I think it would cost about 50 to 60 to get in. Like transfer fee.
He'll score goals.
That's the thing, is you've got to remember it's about market forces. Everyone's looking for a striker. So all these strikers, Arsenal are going to be looking at.
He hasn't scored goals for you. He hasn't scored goals for you, eh?
Yeah, but he's got good pedigree. He's a bit like
Fiorentina banged in goals. He was top goal scorer in Serie A, I think, at one point, or one of the top goal scorers. He's really highly rated. He just sort of dropped off a bit.
He's got a profile they like.
I don't see how he costs that much money.
It's because so many teams are looking for strikers that it.
Yeah, but they might not be looking at him.
They will be like Arsenal will be like. Arsenal have a list of 5 or 6 players, and he'll be
also want Sesko. That's who they really, really want. They've been running him down for 2 years.
Well, they want Isaac, don't they? But he's going to be too expensive.
He ain't going to Arsenal. They don't have the money for that. They do not have the money for that.
Well, Chelsea will probably be after a striker. Nottingham Forest are going mental with the players that they're bidding for. That they're looking at Gyökeres and stuff like that. Any of these teams, like Newcastle, that they might if they sell like Isaac to someone, they'll be right out looking at like Hugo Ekitike and people like that. We're right down the pecking order, so we've got to pay more. And then so there's the transfer fee, but then there's the agents' commission and stuff, and it is massive these days, massive. And then Hugo Ekitike, who you asked for. He's too hot a property for us. I've got him at 85 million.
Yeah, but then the Ipswich boy is at Delap. He's at 80 million, isn't he?
I was at 80, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because he's got Prem tax.
I wouldn't touch him either, though.
I've got a 15 million pound one for you, but no one's going to like him. Callum Wilson.
Nah, he's 36. How old is
33.
33, nah.
Callum Wilson, is that one that plays for Newcastle?
Yeah.
But who doesn't play because he's always injured?
Yeah,
exactly. He's got a poor injury record.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? Come on, man.
He's look, that is pennies for a striker that has played in the Premier League.
We may as well just throw the money down the toilet.
It's just an option. You don't have to sign him. I'm just giving you. I wanted to give a cheap option.
Sorry, that's a.
I nearly put Vardy on it.
That's a no. That's a no. That's a no. So I think I've taken this role a bit too seriously. Sorry.
You know what? For me, It's Osherman. It's Osherman. There's no one else. And Cunha. I like Osherman and Cunha to come into the club.
How much money do you think we've got to spend?
Well, I think Cunha can play in the
165.
10 role as well. So then we could shuffle around, the other players. But for me, it's not Glenn Hussein. What's his name? Hussein?
Yeah.
Dejan Hussein. That's what we're going to call him until we sign him.
Wharton, Cunha, Osman.
How much is that halftime? Halftime. How much is that?
I've just Wharton, Cunha, Osman,
and
Howson.
And Howson.
Yeah. So Dejan or Dean, whatever he is, we had him at 60 million, I think.
Was it 60? Check your notes. He said 50.
Howson. Yeah. Who did we say Howson? Howson was 60. Wharton 55. We're looking at about 285.
285.
Yeah. Cunha 60. Osman 100.
You're 50 short.
All right, get rid of Mainu then.
With Mainu, you can get another 50 million pound player.
If we were guaranteed, I swear, I love Kobe in it. I love him to death. But I want to win. I want to be now in it. I tell you, man, if we could get those players in real life, I would say Chelsea, come and take him. Come and take him.
Can we sell Mason Mount? Is that possible?
No one's interested.
Chance. Nobody's going to.
What you can do if you sell Kobe, right? You get those players in, and you can get Romero and Rig on top of that, or you can get Douglas Luiz in.
Oh, actually, hold on. I've just said a thought. I forgot about Romero. So if Romero came in for Hauser, we could keep Kobe, right?
Yeah, so that would be.
He got him. You see the
So
you got him, Mr. B.
Hang on, 165 for Kussman and Thingy,
Yeah.
and then 55 Wharton brings us to what 210. And that means we've got 15 million left.
And how much you say Romero was?
30. Yeah, do you know what? I'll do that, and then I'll sell Dallo.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
I reckon. As on the board, I reckon I can get you that extra 15 million.
Yeah, I would take Ramiro.
I'm down with that.
I would take Ramiro instead of Howson. I'll take Ramiro if that means that we can keep Kobe.
Can we stop right there and look at our squad with what Mr. B's just suggested? Because
that's what I'm just writing it down. Yeah,
and let's have a look at the overall squad and whether that.
Yeah. Hang on though. It's Romero.
Good business.
Yeah. Wharton.
Okay. Who? Sorry.
Ramiro, Wharton.
Yeah.
Cunha.
Osman. 4 players, and one is homegrown in Wharton. I'm not sure about Romero, but you've gone for 3 Premier League proven players and a world-class striker. And we've kept Kobe Mainu.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Mr.
Okay,
B.
so
I'm so happy that we kept him. I'm so happy we kept him.
That's all right. I mean, I would have preferred 5 players in, but looking at that, I think that's decent business. So we would start.
Yeah, but then what are we losing though?
We're losing Rashford
and
Garnacho.
But we're getting goal. But if you think about it, we're getting goals from Osman and Cunha, and Garnacho has scored like 8 goals in 2 years or something. Like Rashford, he probably got 15 in the last 2. I don't know, but Osman.
Yeah, we're improving. I think we've improved. If we get that, we've improved a lot.
Osman and Cunha will get you 25 Premier League goals conservatively, I think.
Yeah, I like
between the pair of them.
I like the conservatively part.
Yeah, well, I'm giving
you know what because I started coming into the show today thinking, okay, we keep throwing this guy. Now, since we're getting Romero instead of Hussein, I think that's good. That works. That really works. And it stumped the board because they even admitted it. They gulped when they saw that swap come in. So I think that team really works. And you look at the squad in the whole with those players included and the other guys gone. We got a good squad there, and a squad
I'd just like to say the board suggested Romero. None of you asked for Romero. The board brought
Well
him
done,
up
board.
with
Thank you.
signing.
Bravo
Thank you
to the board.
Yeah,
Exactly. Oh, look at that. I'm not getting sworn or shouted at.
No, I love you, BT. I love you. I swear.
Comments, guys. There's a few.
Do comments. Whilst we're doing comments, can you think of your starting 11 with those players, please? Everyone fit. So include Mount and Shaw.
No, they ain't in it. So that.
All right. This channel usually pulls the plug on people questioning others' board knowledge. I'm sorry, Bilal. We haven't really been paying attention to what's been going on. I should probably give you a mod at some point because you do seem quite up for policing people. But I don't know what's going on there. But I don't like people telling other people they know nothing about football. That's my job. Is it me or is Bath Time not a contradiction himself? No, I think I've made it very clear, Paul. My point is, I would start Kobe. I'd play him like he'd be my starter. But if the manager is not starting him and doesn't see him as a first team player, he should be sold because then we can get in better quality of players. Did Trincao not fare in the Premier League before? He did, but so did Vitinha. I think, yes, this guy is good as well, Ratajii. But I don't think he's doable at the moment. David, 160k, 6 million signing on bonus. You're living in cuckoo land, Danny, if you think that is what the bonus is going to be.
Danny, listen, mate, I thought it was 10, and Bath Time told me it's going to be 25 for him and 25 for his mate. So yeah.
Thank Mino Raiola for this. He changed it where agents don't take 10% of their players' wages anymore. They take like 30% of their transfer fee. Osman would be a good signing. I don't think we'll get him. I think he'll join Chelsea. Yeah, but in case you haven't realised, Tyrone, this is fantasy what we're doing, but it's a really good way. Yeah, I think it's a really good way of demonstrating just how difficult the transfer window is going to be because. Like we've basically, I don't know if you noticed, but we sold our players first, and in real life you've got to wait for the bids to come in for Garnacho and Kobe and all this kind of stuff. So this is the easy transfer window. I don't know a lot of these players. Cherky, no, thank you. I don't think that he's physical enough for the Premier League, but lovely skills. And Bueno, yeah. I
wouldn't mind him, Bemo. I would if there was a deal pinned on with that.
50 million for Bueno. So you could. I mean, to be honest, you could probably swap Bueno for Cunha and swap Romero for Dean Huijsen. I think I'd allow that as the board member. Because that would be. Hang on, that's 50 million. 15 million.
Better than Mbeumo. And Mbeumo was playing in.
Yeah, but you're thinking about is Huijsen better than Ramiro? Would Huijsen do a better job at the back than Ramiro?
No, I like Huijsen. He would do a better job for me long term, but considering the deal and the objective of getting top 8 next season, you got Romero. You said at the start of the show you needed an experienced centre back coming in, so I would for now go with that.
What side does Ramiro play on?
He's right-footed.
He's right-footed.
Oh, he's going to be taking Euro.
Do you want me to inquire about Eric Dyer for you?
Someone said that in the comments.
He's going to take Euro's place.
João Pedro is because I knew, Paul, that the boys were pretty set on Cunha before the show started. João Pedro's an expensive one. I think you're looking about 75 million for him, maybe because Welbeck is no spring chicken. They're getting rid of the Ferguson boy. I think João Pedro might be off the table. Another one I thought about was Paqueta at West Ham, who
we could probably get. Though, isn't he?
Well, that's the thing, is you could get him cheap, but it's not a signing I think that we should do, with established gambling issues.
Yeah, he's getting banned.
Who?
Paqueta.
Oh, he's getting banned. I didn't realise. I didn't know that. Okay.
Didn't he miss a year through getting caught betting.
Yeah, they've said if he's found guilty, they want a lifetime ban, innit?
Yeah.
Richard Hawkins is in the mix.
Yeah.
What's your fact saying?
Yeah, you can get. I'll allow you to sign Richard Hawkins if you want. if you want to get him in,
Richard.
I'm quite surprised, by the players we've ended up with. I thought we'd get Osman, but Cunha, Romero are surprises to me. We got Osman, yeah.
Yeah, Osman's in the mix.
No, but I'm saying I thought that Osman would be a player we decided on.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure about Wharton because obviously Zico loves Wharton, so I thought that you would say no to that.
I don't have a problem with
that. And Romero is like, I saw that story of him going to Atletico Madrid, and I remember last summer Ten Hag tried to sign Romero.
All right, can I just give you my starting 11?
Yes, please.
You got Onana in goal. People might be putting a boo for him, but I think he's performing with his team. You got Romero, De Ligt, and Maguire as a back three. This is the starters.
Okay.
And then you've got Dorgu on the left. You got Ahmad on the right. In the centre of midfield, you got Agate and Wharton. Ahead of them, you're going to have Bruno and Cunha. And up front, Osman.
I do like a lot of that team, except for the fact that you've got 3 central centre backs instead of. I think that you would. I don't know. Like De Ligt, he's played outside a lot. Maguire has to be central. He can't play as an outside centre back.
And I still think him.
Well, I think he's our best defender, so I would have him centrally. But thinking about this, when you say it like that, I wonder if we need an outside centre back rather than a central centre back.
Yeah, because
Maguire's injury prone.
We've got 2 outside centre backs on the bench, youngsters.
They're young boys, though.
What do you mean on the bench? It's strange your team. Can I tell
you
my team? Can I tell you my team then?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
One question though: do we have to make a profit on Onana? Could we get a 30? If we could sell Onana for 30 mil,
that means there's no money coming into the transfer budget, though. It's getting taken out.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, look, it'll have to be Onana in goal then.
Yeah,
Onana, man. Euro, Dilly, and Heaven. That's who I'm starting.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I know your team.
Yeah, I know you know my bloody team. Ahmad, Wharton, Agate, Dorgu, Bruno, Cunha, and Osman. I don't care what you said. About him
I know
not
you
starting.
don't care.
He's still going to be there in the squad, picking up his P's for when he needs to be playing. It's going to be a game. We do the whole rotation thing. We might be able to rest Bruno in certain games. Bruno can drop deeper for games when we don't have to be going out there and sticking it to man. You know what I mean? So no, yeah. If we put out anything that looks like, I mean, Heaven, all right. Maybe I'm being a bit gassed. He's only played 4 games or whatever, but that would be my. Have the youngsters there.
That's quality.
I also think you're forgetting about Delo and possibly Mazraoui and possibly Shaw, who I
forgot about
can all do
Yeah.
really good jobs there. Like, so
filling jobs, as in,
So for me, for example, I would probably start with Yoro, Maguire, Mazraoui. And I would have I would have like Heaven and Romero having to compete for those places.
The Mazraoui one probably makes more sense than Heaven starting.
Well, it's the left foot, and and I didn't want to say Luke Shaw, and everyone shout at me. But I think Heaven has done. I don't think he's done enough to get dropped since he's come in.
And that is the thing that I'm looking at. He goes. I like the fact that he's confident enough to shimmy past the forward, and then he's got all of the space in front because everybody wants to press. Oh, pressing monsters, man! You go to pressing, man. He just boop, boop, goes past him, and then he's got the space. So I would love to see that. I would love to see that at some stage. Nothing against Maguire, but he's not the future of the team, innit? You know. So, I mean, if Maguire was in there instead of De Ligt, Maguire can hit those long balls to Ahmad and to Cunha. I don't have a problem now. I'm really dreaming in it. I know De Ligt doesn't have that in his armory. De Ligt doesn't. This is why
I play Maguire, because I see De Ligt as more as a kind of stopgap. And in 2 years' time, when Maguire leaves, I think that having the player that can play those long balls and is a bit better at bringing the ball out of defence means that when we get in like a higher quality, because hopefully we'll be Champions League then or something like that, and we could say bring in Diamonde or or Bastoni or some really top quality player, and it doesn't make a huge difference to our system. Whereas like he likes that centre back to basically go and play as a pivot, and when I see De Ligt doing it, no, thank you.
So, what's your team?
My team,
yeah.
I'm gonna say Heaven, Maguire, Mazraoui.
You just said, all right, okay.
Isn't that what I said?
Euro. I think you said Euro.
No, Heaven over Euro at the moment.
Okay.
Oh.
This is just based off basically form. I would have. It depends. All right, I'll stick Dorgu. I don't like him. I'd stick Dorgu at left back. I would play Wharton and Kobe, and then I'd have to have Delo right wing back if Kobe's in that midfield, and then I would play Ahmad and Bruno with Osimhen.
Cunha on the bench.
I wouldn't be signing Cunha myself.
Oh, I'm so glad you're not running the team.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I think there's better quality available. I think that we need, instead of a number 10, I think we need another centre back. I'd be getting Branthwaite and Houston in.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. I'm telling you, where me and Yabba said at the same time, where there's no chance.
No, but it's opinions. I'm fine. With your team, I think that Ugarte, Wharton, Cunha, Bruno, Osimhen, I think that basically the teams that you're picking, the only issue that I have with your teams is like the centre backs, really. Is like who's going in. So I don't think Maguire, De Ligt, Romero is a good mix.
No.
But I think Wharton and Ugarte is not a midfield you want to go and play against. The only issue I really have with it is moving the ball centrally with Ugarte. And that means you're putting so much pressure on Dorgu and Ahmad to create stuff.
Not pressure on Wharton? Because if you look, Bruno is... I'm not comparing Wharton's vision to Bruno in any way, shape or form. But would we then be better looking for a central midfielder who played more how Bruno plays the role? Because obviously Wharton, he's not a shift side to side player, is he? Is he more progressive with his passing?
I think. So the thing is, right, is that like when you play with Ugarte, you have to send someone deeper to pick the ball up because he can't do it. So you see Casemiro dropping, you see Bruno dropping. Wharton, I think, is perfectly fine dropping and playing all those balls, but I don't think that you can like play combinations with Ugarte. So you're going to have to go out wide. Like if Ugarte is in your team, I don't think you can play through the middle. So you're putting huge pressures on your wing backs to be the guys progressing the ball and creating. And I think that there's a huge attacking drop-off if Ahmad drops out and Delo comes on, or if Ugarte or if Dorgu gets injured and Mazraoui goes and plays there.
Yeah, so they don't want to go forward.
Yeah, kind of. So that's why I'm not too keen on having Ugarte in the team, because I think that there's a real drop down in attacking quality in our and I don't rate Dorgu at all for that.
Do you think it depends on maybe opposition wise? I'm talking about us dominating games. We ain't dominated nobody apart from Southampton for 12 minutes this season. So maybe that's wrong, but we need possession footballers, don't we? That's more what I think we need. Possession footballers.
And don't get me wrong, Wharton is a possession footballer, and he's very, very good at his like international age group, and I've absolutely no issues with him. But I do have issues with Ugarte because he's got qualities, but he's very, very limited with like moving the ball on and so on. So if you have him in the team, and this is why PSG got rid of him, if you had him in the team, you can't try and move the opposition block from the centre unless, like, certainly not in a two-man midfield. So this is why I'd be much keener to put Kobe in and to progress slower up the pitch and not rely on these kind of transitions.
Well, thankfully, we've kept Kobe, so the option's always there. I think Kobe's, keeping him was, one of the biggest calls we've had to make in this selection here, keeping Kobe Mainoo, because we could have gone for the money, looked at the money, said, all right, let's get paid. But we're such a talented player, and with Toby as well, and all these guys coming through, I think we're set. I think this gives us a real solid base down the middle, the spine of the team, and improves us. I would say this is a better squad than we would have this season. And that's all that improves.
Do you think we miss Garnacho?
It's going to be hard, but we have to, move on from that. I just think with the way the situation with the finances and bringing players in, he's going to have to go, and because he's valued. We said this earlier in the year, didn't we, about who's our most valuable assets and if we had to sell players, and we said Kobe and Garnacho, and lo and behold, we're here talking about fantasy. What if? And we're looking to sell either one or two or both of them. So, they are valuable players for us. But unfortunately, if we want to get stronger, we're going to have to cut.
This is why I'm okay with Cunha, because Cunha carries a threat on transition that I don't think our other players do. But
I look at him. I look at the system now, and I look at what certain players. I just think if Cunha was in the positions that that Garnacho got into this season, we're scoring goals or we're getting assists, and that's why I
definitely if Osimhen's there.
So there you go. Well, Osimhen over Rasmus, then it's the ball's into the box. He knows his job. He knows his role. He's missed those chances, 4 years ago. He's not missing them again. He knows the runs. Yeah, it's just whether or not the board. Can you imagine if we got us? Don't.
Can you imagine if this were the signings? If like
nobody would be upset. There would be nobody that would be upset apart from Andrew, obviously. But,
I think Romero and Wharton would get a little bit of a pushback, to be honest.
Yeah, I think
people wouldn't like Romero.
You said top 8, but I think this side could challenge because it's not so long.
Challenge for what?
For top 4.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I wasn't saying. I think they could challenge for top 4. If we get,
I think we'd have to let our younger players grow a little bit, like the Yoros and Heavens and Kobe's and so on. Before I think we'd be top 6, but are we better than Forest? Are we better than Chelsea, Newcastle?
Do you think Forest playing Champions League next year like Villa were? They're not going to be up there challenging top 4 again. I doubt that.
Maybe, but I think there's a lot of teams that are better than us at the moment. But I think this is a really good.
This is
a good start. All right, look, I want to say goodbye to a few people and then lack a notch it, if that's okay. Or do I? Right, what's Jarvis saying? Yeah, Adana doesn't do anything. Really, if we sell him, but this is why loans are quite good, because if you loan him for a year and then sell him for the same price the next year, you actually get money in. That's why we quite like loans. Good evening to Simon Warner. You've missed us arguing a lot about players we're not going to sign, I suppose. We've got Paul Tierney saying Portuguese League, Braga midfielder Fernandes. There's a player at Southampton called Fernandes who is a midfielder that worked under Amorim that would cost about 25 million. That wouldn't surprise me if he's a kind of deadline day thing. I imagine that we're looking for bodies. Yeah. All right. So thank you to everyone that watched this evening. I hope you enjoyed that. We're not very good at covering transfers and things like that, and I think that this is a much more fun way of doing it, to be honest.
So we're not good at covering transfers, but we've transferred in 5 players into our first team for next season. So we're getting there.
We've sold 2.
We made it better. We've got a better squad. Definitely. I really enjoyed that bath time. Thank you so much. I just think if we are going to do business, they should use this as the blueprint of how you can turn.
Yeah, you're going to send it to them, Roxanne.
Well, I'm sure they watch it. So if any of the players, Man United players, are watching, or any part of the staff, or the big boys, the directors, that's how to do it.
You've got our teams.
That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, with that, it's a lack a notch from me.
Lack a notch from me.
Lack a notch, peeps.